Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I am going to do the national dish of Denmark. Oh yes I am. I'm going to make crispy fried belly pork with parsley sauce. In Danish that's Stegt Flæsk, that's Stegt Flæsk, Stegt Flæsk med Persillesovs. Persillesovs. Oh my god. And this was requested by Krypton. It sounds easy, sounds fun, so yeah, let's go for it. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe. And here we go, Stegt Flæsk med Persillesovs. Oh yes. So you're going to need some pork belly. I've got about half a kilo of pork belly, and from the butcher, so it's all in one piece. Lovely, chunky piece, and it's got bones in. So I'm going to have to get rid of them. He did offer, by the way, but I declined because I wanted to mess it up myself. So I've got bones there and there. Oh, you can see the little reddish ends. And also, I think these bits, you know, in the olden days, you'd get a slice of bacon and it would have two dots of white stuff that weren't really edible. And that's what that is. And it's tendons, I think. I think I'll just hack this to bits and then you can come back later. Right, that was quite a mess, but anyway, now I need to slice it into slices about 5-6 millimeters, about 1/4 of an inch. And that's why I didn't buy ready sliced from the supermarket, because usually those are quite a bit thick, well, twice as thick as that. And don't bother telling me to get a sharp knife. You know, with pork rind, the only thing that cuts it effectively is a Stanley knife, or a, what do you call it, a box cutter or something. And also you might see recipes telling you to use bacon. Don't use bacon, it shouldn't be cured meat, it should be raw. Okay, well I've got to say I'm a bit disappointed with this chunk of belly pork. I went to a real butcher especially, and yeah, it's took, well, I mean these bits are great, those bits are scraggaroony. It'll be okay though. So I'll put those in the fridge until we're ready for them. I'm going to do new potatoes and parsley sauce, and I want to do those first because they don't have to be dead hot when we serve it. Okay, your Stegt Flæsk med sauce is normally served with new potatoes, and a special trip to a market to get real new potatoes with this kind of skin, which just scrapes off or falls off. Or you can leave it on because it tastes fantastic. It's the only time I can get enthusiastic about skin on potatoes. So they need a gentle rinse, bit of sandy soil on them. There we go, lovely spudleys, and some water and some salt. And I'll just chop these in half. There we go. Pop those on the stove, bring them to the boil, turn them down to a simmer for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, till they're nice and tender. Right, for the parsley sauce, you'll need some parsley, flat leaf parsley, a big heap like that. Okay, let's start making the sauce properly. So the parsley sauce is a classic white sauce. You start with a big lump of butter, and you get that melted, and then you stir in about the same amount of flour and mix that into a nice smooth paste. Let it cook gently for a minute or two, and then add 250 ml of milk and maybe a bit of cream as well. When that thickens and comes to the boil, turn it down, give it a quick taste. It'll probably need some salt and maybe some pepper if you want. And then add the parsley. And just let that gently cook for a few minutes. And move it onto the back of the stove because we want these front two rings for the griddle plate. So the parsley sauce can just sit there cooling, and we can maybe reheat it when we're ready for it. So the potatoes are cooked, and that was actually 20 minutes, and they're still a little bit al dente, but that's fine. So just take those off the heat, take them out the water, put them in a colander, sit it on top so they kind of steam dry. And then I'm using the griddle plates to cook the pork. You can use a frying pan, heavy bottom frying pan, a skillet, whatever. But I like using my griddle plate for this because you get very dramatic pictures. So get it hot, spray your pork belly with a little bit of spray oil, and then plop it on, oily side down, and sprinkle salt on the top. After a minute or two, turn them over, do the other side, salt on the top again. So your bits of belly pork need to cook for 4 or 5 minutes each side, but keep on turning them over till you get them nice and golden and crispy. Take care with the rind on the edge. You want to turn that into something a bit like crackling. It won't be like proper crackling, but you do want to get it cooked. Now the potatoes, I've just heated up the parsley sauce, pour some of it over the potatoes. Quite a lot there. I usually don't make enough sauce, and it's quite odd actually having parsley sauce with meat. It's not often done. Usually it's with fish. And the only other example I can think of where you have parsley sauce with something meaty is East End pie and mash, where the parsley sauce is called liquor. And now, would you believe it? It's taste test time with Mrs. KeefCooks again. I am spoiling you.
He sees me every day, you know. We are married.
Enjoying your holiday?
Yeah. Okay, so how do you say this?
You don't. You mumble it. Even the Danes mumble it. You can't. Look, listen to this.
Stegt Flæsk med Persillesovs.
Stegt Flæsk med Persillesovs. Stegt Flæsk og Persillesovs.
We were watching YouTube videos before, trying to find somebody to say this slowly and clearly, but slowly and clearly didn't come into it.
Yeah, so Stegt Flæsk med Persillesovs.
Very good. I'm not trying that.
But it's not sauce. That's really sauce. But yeah. Anyway, well done, Denmark. Very well done. Oh yeah.
Well, I like the potatoes in that thick parsley sauce. I think they're very nice.
And this is just so ridiculously simple for your national dish. It's brilliant. And apparently there was, I don't know, what, a referendum, I don't think so, but a vote in 2014 to choose Denmark's national dish. This one. So there you go.
Still eating it, mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right then. Have a go. It's very nice. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.